Hi everyone, welcome to the final video in this series from the Johanna Basford planner and from World of Flowers. We are going to be doing this flower in today's video. Let's come in a little closer to the actual bloom. We'll be doing that part first. Now with this particular design, it looks a little bit orchidy, I would say. Sometimes I think that these bits here might be leaves and sometimes petals. I think it might be quite nice to make them colourful and more sort of petal-like. Let's get started. I'm just trying to think of colour. We want something that's a bit different to what we did yesterday, that's different to our surround. I'm thinking pinks and purples might work quite well. So let's have a look at what we've got in our Tombow pencils. There's quite a mix of different colours. I might grab the Iris Violet. It's a really pretty colour, and just start with that one. Oh, here we go. Here it is, Iris Violet. Gosh, it's hard to read. Okay. This is, I think I'm just gonna put it here. I'm gonna try and make it a little bit more intense towards the centre of the flower. I always think there's, excuse me, likely to be more intensity and shadow near the centre, and then less as we come down towards the base. Now I quite like this picture from World of Flowers. I've actually finished one copy of World of Flowers, and there is a flip through of my completed book on my channel. I know that a lot of you have looked at it already. I'm going to have a look, find the wild grape. There it is. They're always very popular, my completed book flip throughs. I've got, I finished, is it 12? Johanna Basford's books. I think this Wild Grape, I think her latest is her 30th. I'm not quite sure exactly how many she's done. I'm going to use this for this outside piece here. So yeah, I've finished all of her books but her latest Magical World. So I'm on my way to finishing it, but because I don't just colour from the one book, then it doesn't take, you know, it takes me a little while. But I'm getting there. I'm also heading towards finishing my second copy of Lost Ocean, which is nice, and I've got a couple of her others on the go. My second copy of Small Victories, which I'm trying to do this quite lightly towards this tip. Yeah, the second copy of Small Victories, which is I haven't done much in, and a second copy of World of Flowers, which again I haven't done much in, but I will eventually finish them, I'm sure, and perhaps put together comparison videos of the two books, which I've done for the ones that I've completed two of. And again, they seem to be some of my more popular videos. I think people enjoy looking at a completed book just partly for inspiration and partly sort of, yes, for inspiration. So not just inspiration that, you know, someone's finished a book so they can do that too, and also to look at the way the pictures have been coloured, maybe take some inspiration from that. I hope so, because I certainly don't mind at all if people take ideas, copy, even, you know, whatever. I don't mind. I'm out in this public space showing my work, so I'm absolutely happy for people to use it. And of course, doing the videos, you know, the whole idea is that you colour along. I'm just going to sharpen up a bit. It's quite awkward getting around these little circles, and I may even have to use a bit of pen on those because they're so small. I'm hoping I won't know, but it's a bit tricky getting around them. I'll do my best. Just had some lunch. Went into town this morning, took back a library book. Had to post a letter, that's why I went really. Well, an Easter card actually from my aunt, who sent me one that she'd made, which was lovely. and I needed to get one in the post because she lives in California. It's going to take a while to get there, and although this video is going out after Easter, I'm hoping, I think after Easter, no, just before Easter, but I'm hoping she'll get it in time. And I always forget to send her one. She always sends me one. Easter cards is just not something that I often send her. I don't send to anybody else, but she sent me one, so I got a little card. It had daffodils and things on, and then wrote her a little letter. She pretty much knows what's, excuse me, I've got hiccups, as I just had lunch. She pretty much knows what's going on with the family because she speaks to my dad regularly and catches up there, but I just gave her a bit of news that he may not have mentioned, or you know, he may have done, I don't know. So you can see I'm sort of fading off towards the end, but it doesn't look particularly neat. What I want to do is try and find another colour to go over that edge so that it isn't too dark, but it just sort of makes it look finished. And I think what colour was I just using? I can't even, the wild grape. I'm just looking on my swatch chart. Let me show you my thoughts. So this is the wild grape, and I could use one of these two on the tip. I think the verbena is a little bit bluish and very light, so I think I'm going to use that crocus colour to just sort of bring it all together, hopefully. So just going to sharpen up there. So crocus. Really look like a crocus colour to me. As I often say, that doesn't really matter. By the way, did you know that Castle Arts are going to be bringing out a set of pencils, an autumn set? Quite interested by that because they do already have a fair few sort of, I guess they don't have a lot of oranges, so maybe that's what it's about. Also deep browns, like, you know, dark umbers, that sort of brown. They have sort of more cinnamonies and burnt ochres and that sort of thing. So that's quite exciting. I'm not sure whether they'll be sending me a set to try out. They did that with their harmonious pencils. I got a set, a sample set, which was kind of them. But they know that I'm an influencer, I suppose, for want of a better word, and so it's sort of worth their while. Just going to go right to the edge there. And I'd have to say that because I'm an affiliate for them, I am going to use a colour called Heather. Need to find it. What I find is the sun is coming through the side of my blind and shining on my pencils, and I can't see the pencil names, but there's the Heather. And I'm going to use this Heather on these petals here to it's a bit similar to the maroon, but I feel like I need something dark for these to stand out. Yeah, and that's working as I'd hoped. So we'll see, because to be honest, I don't really want to buy them. I've got a lot of pencils already, and I've got a lot in those colours, and they are nice colours though, the autumnal colours. I mean, I don't know exactly what colours they're going to include. All I know is something that you may have seen as well, which was a little sneaky advert. I'm looking for a pink now. I'm going to go for the orchid pink. It's a pale pink, as you may have guessed. I'll try and find it. Maybe that's it. I've got the pencil turned the wrong way. No. I can't see it. I'll have to bring them a bit closer. There it is. All I know is they sent out, I think it was an Instagram story. Actually going back a little while. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Okay, so this is the orchid pink. So anyway, what I saw was that they had a this Instagram story. I've gone over that by mistake. Where they were asking people which tin design they like the best, and it was this tin design for autumn colours. And I'm wondering when they're going to come out. I mean, obviously you would think, oh, autumn, but I'm wondering whether they're going to come out a little bit early, like maybe towards the end of the summer, or maybe even earlier. I'm not sure. And I'm assuming, like the harmonious and the pastel sets, that there'll be different colours to what you get in your regular 120 set. But again, we'll just have to find out. Of course, some of the harmonious and some of the pastel colours are quite similar to colours in the other sets. We'll see. And what else was it? Oh yes, what I noticed was, I was trying to remember, rack my brain. My brain's asleep. I'm going to grab the peony pink now. There it is. And with this peony pink, I'm going to sharpen it and use it for the dot. They had, they've been showing adverts for their metallic pencils lately, but they look different. The barrels, my metallic pencils, I think they've got a black barrel, but the new ones seem to have a grey barrel. They look a little bit different. I'm assuming the colours are the same as the ones that I've got, but they just seem to have changed the look. I'm going to go here. What I'm going to do is make this look slightly textured. So I'm going to go quite dark here and then fade down towards that black line. I can hear little birds singing. Yeah, so these metallic pencils look different. I don't know why they've chosen to do that. I thought they looked nicer, to be honest, so maybe that was why. I can't say I'm that keen on black barrel pencils, although we do have a lot, what with Black Widows and Faber-Castell Black and that sort of thing. Maybe black was like a trending colour at the time when they all came out, I don't know. But no, not really my thing. There we go. Now what we can do with this top one, I think I'm going to use this same colour, the peony pink, to do the dots. I'm going to do the dots first, and then I might do this in a sort of lighter purple mauvey colour. I'll have a think as to what in a moment. Now this circle here, this sort of bit, I think this is like a separate bit, so I'm not going to colour it. I don't think it's part of that petal, I think it's in front of it. Now background wise, I could use the crocus again because we wouldn't have really been able to see it very much using it on the ends of here, so I think that's what I'm going to do, grab our crocus and then just again, I think I want it a little darker at the base, but I don't know if I'm really going to be able to show that up as we've got so little space, so I'm going to colour that like that as if it's see-through. And then go up to the tip. There we go. Now, what are we going to do? I feel like I want a little splash of yellow on that bit there. I don't know why. So I want a really bright yellow, and the only really bright one we have is the dandelion, which we used for the other one actually, but why not use it again if it's the right colour. So here is the dandelion. Pop that there, like that. Then this bit that looks like a needle, like a sewing needle, I'm going to do in black. So I'm going to grab the ivory black. Need to sharpen again, of course. There we go. So here is our ivory black. Just going over that bit. Like that. And the piece that's coming out of, I'm thinking I might do it in pink. What other pinks do we have? We have the anemone pink is really getting a little bit fluorescent. But our other pinks are all very pale. I think I may have to go for the anemone pink and just risk it. And if it's a little bit too fluorescent, I can go over it with something. So here it is, anemone pink. And I want to sort of fade this front bit towards the middle. I think it's quite good actually, this. It looks more a sort of purpley pink, which sort of works bringing together. And here I want to fade it upwards, bringing together all those pinks and purples. Like that. Now I want a little bit of definition. I'm going to use my black again, just to the ivory black, just to make, because all around here it's sort of all merging into one, so I want a little bit of shadow around here like this, just to help us see what's what really, which petals belong to which bit. There we go, and around here like that. Now our stem and leaves, I'm thinking a bluey green might match. I don't want to use the forest green that we used before. I'm thinking, that's quite bright. I'm going to try it, the vigorous green. It's very bright. If it's too bright I can just go over it with something and dull it down. Is that it there? I think so. I can't see again because of the light. Yeah, vigorous green. It's one of the more sort of fluorescent-y shades, I think. Although it's so yeah, that is quite bright, isn't it? But it's okay. I'm going to do all of the stem. All the way down to the bottom. Like that. Then I'm going to grab the parrot green. I just can't see. There it is. Goodness. Parrot green. Silver on white is not the best, is it? I'm going to do a bit around the edge. See how it looks. When it gets very narrow, it's quite hard to even leave any of the vigorous green showing. And do the top bit the same. I can do a bit dark there as if there's some shadow there. And the same down that side. Now for our leaves, can we get them all? I'm just going to come out a tad. There we go. I'm going to keep this parrot green and do this sort of stem part with this. Oh. Just trying to be careful, not go too much over the lines. Go, and then this side looks slightly different. So the leaf is facing a different direction and just fill it in. My husband's waiting for a phone call. I guess it might be a little bit late. I thought it was a Teams call actually. I don't know. But he'll find out, I guess. I might actually just go and tell him. Right, that's that sorted out. Now let's just finish these teensy weensy bits as best I can see, and then let's go back to our vigorous green and fill in the gaps. It's quite fluorescent. I don't know whether it's from one of the fluorescent sets. Now I'm going to try and fade it upwards, but I don't know whether it will look a little bit too faded, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to layer it up more here and fade it off here. I might give it a sharpen. There we go. Work our way up the leaves. Dog barking. This one looks a bit pale down here. You can do it obviously however you wish with regard to how light or dark. You might want it all just filled in, or you might want to fade it a little, or you might want to mix in some other colours. I'm going to try doing this and see how I feel it looks once it's all done. Went into a very interesting shop today. I think she said she'd been open 14 weeks in our town, and I'd never been in before. But she had so many different things. She had clothing, wigs and hair products, and then food. It was quite an interesting mix, but yeah, I bought some hair products, see what they're like. Completely, there are a few brands I knew, but a lot of them were completely different to what I'd heard of, so I thought it might be interesting to give them a try. And they were tended to be, there was some leave-in conditioner that I bought. I'm just going to go over everything with a light in case I've missed any bits that I can't see very well. Yeah, leave-in conditioner, which I tend to just put a bit in when I shower. I wet my hair and put it in, but I thought I could try this instead and see how it works out. Yes, I think I'm okay with that. There's a phone ringing, so I'm probably going to leave it there. I'm not sure how long the video has been because I've started and stopped it so many times, but there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I've had a lot of fun with this little page. I hope you have too. Yes, thank you again and happy colouring.